What's up, guys? Ben here with Tactical Nutrition. And are you one of the countless, innumerable millions of people, especially in the United States, that works out, thinks they're doing everything properly, and just can't seem to lose weight, right? I just can't seem to lose weight. I work out for months on end, hit the treadmill, all of this, all of that, you can't lose weight. Well, I'm here to make a video about why you're most likely not losing weight. And first and foremost, I want to say that based on my experience, everyone is able to lose body fat. Everyone is able to make changes. You're not special. You're not just someone destined to be overweight or to be fat or to not have muscle. You just have to do the right stimulus. You have to get your body into the right hormonal state. And I'm going to talk about that here. So there's three main parts of this video that I'm going to talk about, okay? The first is using the proper fuel source. So throughout the day, depending on what you eat, your hormones, hydration levels, all sorts of things, your body's going to be using a combination of body fat, stored glucose, blood sugar, and a little bit of protein. Now, your body doesn't usually use protein as a fuel because it's not very efficient. So we're normally using either sugar or fat. You're either a sugar burner or you're a fat burner. Now, one of the biggest problems, if not the biggest problems in the US with people gaining weight and having type 2 diabetes and all these blood sugar regulation issues is the fact that they're eating way too many carbohydrates, way too much sugar, and so their body is preferring to use that as a fuel source. So here's an example. One of the things I see at the gym all the time is people go in there and they get on the treadmill or they get on the bike or the elliptical or whatever. It's a cardio machine. It's a slow moving cardio machine, and they'll go for 30, 45 minutes, an hour, and I see no change in them at all after months. And I bet they're frustrated on the inside. They may be saying that they're just there to burn stress. I don't buy it. They're not burning off that body fat. And here's why. There's a lie in the fitness industry, mainly by companies that make fitness equipment. And it's not really a lie as much as a misleading statement that slow, steady state cardio is a fat burning workout. Now, here's something to know. That statement in itself is not a lie, okay? Because when you're at a low intensity, you're going to be burning more of a percentage of your fuel will be fat, okay? So let me put this another way. When you sleep or when you lay on the couch and do absolutely nothing, your body's going to use more fat than carbohydrate as fuel because carbohydrates and sugar are used for quick energy, okay? So hypothetically, sleeping would be a great fat loss workout. And if you utilize the proper diet, it actually can be. But here's the rub. Your total calorie expenditure, the total fat that you're burning is very low. Just because it's a high percentage doesn't mean it's a lot. So technically, when you're walking, when you're jogging, when you're on the elliptical, your body is using more fat as a fuel source, but it's not a lot. Okay, so that's step one. You should be weight training. And I'm going to go into that in other videos, but to make it short and sweet, when you do weight training and high intensity exercise and you get your heart rate up high, your body starts to use a lot more carbohydrate as fuel first. You burn through the carbohydrate sources, but also your body is using fat as well, and you get a metabolic afterburn after the workout. So over time, you burn more calories. That's where this whole calories in versus calories out argument really comes from. But I digress. The reason is you want to get into a point where you're using fat as a fuel source instead of carbohydrates. One way to do that is by fasting, right? Everyone's favorite thing, right? Not eating for long periods of time. Or ketosis, using the keto diet, right? Basically what you're doing is you're cutting out carbohydrates and your body has no choice but to burn fat. It's using body fat. It's also using fat that you're consuming, which are not the same thing, by the way. So one other thing that I see in the gym also, or that I would advise people to do, is to not eat. If you're trying to lose weight, don't eat before the workout. I mean, maybe have a tiny little snack, preferably some protein or fat, right? But don't have carbohydrates before the meal. And that'll lead me into point number 2. But the main thing, which is going to be this, I'll just go into point number 2 to keep the video shorter. The other reason that you can't lose fat is that your hormones are out of balance. Not meaning that like there's something wrong with you, it's that you're not manipulating them correctly. Because when you work out, all you're doing is trying to create a stimulus to get a response. The workout is nothing but a stimulus for most people. And they want to put their body in a hormonal state where the nutrition you use before, after, and throughout the day is going to be conducive with that workout in order to burn fat and gain muscle. That's it. You put your body in a proper hormonal balance. If you do a proper weight training workout and your testosterone levels are higher, and then you eat protein and carbohydrates, you'll build muscle. If you do the proper workout and get your body into a state of metabolic burn, fat burning, and then you keep the carbohydrates low and the fats and proteins higher, you'll burn body fat. But what happens is people will eat before the workout, and what happens when you eat, unless it's just basically just fat, and most people are eating too many carbs anyway, is that your insulin levels go up, right? So insulin is a storage hormone. It makes sense. Your blood sugar rises because you just ate a bunch of carbs, a bunch of crap, tortillas, burritos, whatever it is, potato chips, burgers, and then, so your blood sugar rises, which is normal. And then your body says, okay, well, blood sugar is getting too high. So it releases insulin, which releases the blood sugar into your cells, AKA either going towards different cells in your body for fuel, or more often than not, stored as body fat, right? So if your body is in a state of storage, like you just ate, and then you work out, see how you're kind of fighting yourself? Your body's in storage mode, you're trying to burn fat, it's not gonna work. Your body's gonna release cortisol when you work out anyway. That's normal. Cortisol is the one that does the opposite. It releases sugar into the blood because you're actually working out, your blood sugar is getting lower, and your body can only handle so low of blood sugar because going too high, going too low are both bad when it gets to the extremes. This is where you get type 1 versus type 2 diabetic, by the way, right? Type 1 is when it gets way too low. Type 2 is when it's way too high. So your body's trying to keep homeostasis. That's what this is all about with the hormones. So you work out, your cortisol levels go up, and so that releases basically blood sugar and other nutrients into the bloodstream for fuel. They're getting shuttled around the body, going to the skeletal muscle to be used during the workout. So if you got high insulin, because you're eating a bunch of crap, right? A bunch of sugar, let's say, and then your cortisol levels are up there, they're fighting each other, and you end up not losing any weight. So that's what I mean about putting your body in the proper hormonal state. That being said, after you work out, you should consume some carbohydrates if you do the proper workout, because then your body is in storage mode. So when I'm trying to gain muscle, if I'm trying to gain weight, I'll do the opposite. I'll do what the average American is doing because I'm trying to gain weight, which is eating more carbs and more sugar, essentially. Before the workout, I'll eat right before the workout. I'll even eat during the workout sometimes because I don't care. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm trying to gain weight. So don't do what I'm trying to do. Don't eat the way I'm trying to eat if you're trying to lose weight. And if I'm trying to lose weight, then I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to not eat as much before the workout anyway. So cortisol and insulin are the main ones to worry about. We're not talking about muscle growth here, so I don't really care much about, testosterone and growth hormone and all that. I'm talking about cortisol and insulin as the most simple way you can put it, right? Cortisol releases fuel into the bloodstream. Insulin does the opposite and stores it. Storage, release. That's it. It's like a factory. You're giving your body is working like a factory where it's giving orders and constantly rerouting things. Okay? So that's number two. So the key, the takeaway here is, again, nutrition. It always comes down to nutrition, and that's why this channel is called Tactical Nutrition, right? So number three is toxins. This is a little bit more esoteric. Fat is not just there to just store calories. It will do that, but fat is also like a jail cell inside your body. There's a lot of things like heavy metals or toxins or pesticides, even like things like, I would dare say, like parasites, things like that that aren't supposed to be there. Your body will reroute them into your fat cells to be stored, because they're not out of your body, but they're not in your bloodstream where they can cause all types of problems, like glycation and all this different stuff, where like things that are floating, this all has to do with your bloodstream, which is in turn your body, correct? It's the highway. We're trying to keep the clutter out. So things like aluminum or mercury or lead, things like that. I mean, you can go off into tangents, all types of different things. They're going to store in fat. That's another, very off topic here, but that's another reason why a lot of these heavy metals are implicated in Alzheimer's, because your brain is mainly fat. So these toxins will store in fat, which if that's mainly what your brain is, and they'll get through the blood-brain barrier, and that's more than we're going to talk about here. Anyway, so if you detoxify your body, and that's a fad word, but I believe it's true, and your body's doing it all the time. If you detox your body, heavy metal detoxes, things like that, and there's a lot of different ways to do this, you will lose body fat, right? Because once first of all, you're going to get rid of that, you're going to get those metals and whatnot, they're going to have to go out of your body or out of the fat cell into the bloodstream, which could cause momentary problems. Like, I mean, you have to feel it. This is why sometimes when people detox, so to speak, they get headaches and they feel a little fatigued. It's because your body has to feel those toxins again before they're excreted out. So guys, I hope that's simple enough. Make sure you watch it, share this video with people that are having trouble losing weight. I know it's a lot of info to digest, no pun intended, but also like, subscribe to the channel if you can. Leave a comment. Did I leave something out? Do you disagree? Do you agree? Tag someone that this could help, and I will talk to you guys in a later video. Peace out.